Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to another card making video. Today I'm starting from a scrapbook paper pad, that's the 12 by 12 Golden Harmony, a lovely fall collection by Stamperia, and I'm going to show you how you can turn images from a pattern paper into stunning cards. Now, I have the book that is single-sided, where the back is empty, as you can see, so you don't have to fight with the lovely images while ruining the back. And I'm going through the collection so that I can find images that can work for a fall card. You can see it is packed with this type of images. And of course, for my card today, I will be doing some fuzzy cutting. Keep in mind, if you don't like fuzzy cutting, then a good idea is to get the ephemeras or the die cuts or even the laser cuts that you can find from the same collection, which is going to save you lots of frustration if you don't like fuzzy cutting. For me, it's okay. And what I love about the paper pad is that they give you all those panels that you can cut out, which can be turned instantly into cards. So for today I will be using one of those panels as my base, and I'm going to fuzzy cut elements from the rest of the paper pad so that I can build a cluster on top of that panel. And the best pages for that are the last ones, where you will find all those elements that you can cluster. So just because I have all those elements to play with, I want to have a big real estate so that I can create lots of layering and have fun today. I'm going to create a 6x6 big greeting card. I'm starting with white cardstock, that's a 12 by 12 cardstock that I'm going to cut in half. This way I will end up with two card bases, two 6x6 white card bases, and I'm going to share one of those cards today, and I'm keeping the other card base for another video. So here I'm using my Altenew scoring board to score at 6 inches. And my card bases are ready. I like to use thick white cardstock for my card bases so they are nice and sturdy. I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that I have a nice fold, and I'm ready to start building all the layers. And of course these can be used as top folding or side folding cards depending on how you're going to stick everything on top. Now I'm going to start with this 12 by 12 pattern paper, and you can see it gives you 6 by 6 panels that you can just cut out, layer on top of your card base, and you have a starting point to build your clusters. For today I'm going to use just one of them, so I'm just going to cut them out. I like all the panels and I was debating with which one to start with for today, but anyway I chose this one. And as you can see, there is a lovely border all around that you can keep if you want. For this card I want to have a white border, completely optional of course, but I'm going to use my scissors and cut it off. You can use your paper trimmer for that if you like. I don't care if my lines aren't straight because I will be distressing the edges, so no one will ever know if they were cut out straight. So I will be using the edge of my scissors and just rough up the edges. This is going to give that layer more dimension, and when I stick it on top of my card base, it's going to pop up and give more interest on that paper. Another thing that I like to do when I distress the edges is to use my scissors and cut out some notches just randomly around the edges. Again, this makes that layer of paper look more interesting, and with my tweezers I'm going to curl up those edges, again giving it more dimension and some movement. You can do that with your fingers. I just find that my reversible tweezers are really handy for this job. And by the way, I'm so happy that summer is finally over. I cannot wait for the lovely colors of fall. Definitely one of my favorite seasons. Summer was nice, and it's always fun in Greece since we can always go for swimming, but it was so hot this summer. I couldn't wait for some cooler weather. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is to fuzzy cut this lovely image, and this is going to give me the opportunity to pop it on top of my card, making it dimensional. And you know, if you follow my videos, dimension is always what I'm after. So although it looks quite difficult, trust me, it's not. Just chop off any little details that give you trouble. No one will ever know that they were there in the first place. And again, keep in mind you have the option of getting the ephemeras which are already cut out for you. Now, one of my favorite pages from this paper pad is this one that gives you those lovely ephemeras. I like to cut them out so that I can layer them again and they don't lay flat on my background. And again, for these ones, I will do the same technique as I did for the bigger layer of paper. I'm just going to use my scissors and rough up the edges. Also, I'm going to use my coffee dye ink and I will do some inking on the edges with my blending brush. This color of ink matches perfectly this collection. That shade of brown is perfect for fall. I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm not going to overwhelm them, but adding that touch of brown on the edges is going to help all those layers pop against each other when we are going to create the cluster. I also fuzzy cut some flowers and some leaves just to have enough options for the clustering later on. And now let's have fun with some stenciling. I'm going to use this lovely stencil, absolutely love that pattern, and I'm going to apply some paste over it. I'm using Glamour paste, which is gold, and it's going to give a lovely shine at the end. It has mica inside, I believe. And randomly I'm going to apply in some areas. I'm not going to overwhelm the background with this pattern, but I want to have it just here and there popping through. This is an option that you can completely omit, or even you can use your ink pads and just transfer a part of this lovely design on your background with ink. I wanted to have the dimension and the shine, plus that gold paste matches perfectly with the colors of this collection, so I wanted to somehow add some bling at the back. And of course, you know I love dimension, and I did cut out all those elements so that I can cluster one on top of the other and create different layers. I'm preparing everything by sticking at the back foam tape. I do like to use this big foam tape because I can easily tear off pieces with my fingers and it lasts forever. Well, not forever, but for at least 1 year for me, keeping in mind that I craft a lot since this is my job. Also, another thing that I love in this tape is that if you press it hard, it's going to stay put, but in the beginning you can just lay it on top lightly. It's quite forgiving, so I can lift things and move them around, but once I press them down, they are there to stay. And you see here I'm sticking one of my cutout flowers on top of that flower composition, so it makes it dimensional. Also, I'm going to just tuck behind one of those leaves that I cut out, and you see now it looks more dimensional and it brings it to life. Now I need the greeting for my card. You can just stamp a greeting and stick it on top. I'm using the smaller version of this paper pad just because I want a smaller sentiment to use, and there are plenty of them to just choose from. And there is also this page with the tabs, which I'm going to use to cut out one of them. And I like to have both 12 by 12 and 8 by 8 or 6 by 6 paper pads because I can play with the different sizes of the collection. So again, I inked up the edges. I'm using a piece of double-sided tape for the tab, and I will place it on one side, adding a little bit of yellow on that side, and at the same time it adds more interest. Again, at the back, just use your tape runner or some glue to stick it down. For my sentiment, I went with Grateful for You. The whole thing goes on top of my card base, and I think it's a gorgeous card to give to someone for this season. Now, just because I don't know when to stop and I'm having too much fun with this card today, I'm going to add some of those decorative chips. These are laser cut thick paper that you can definitely ink, you can color, you can emboss if you like. I usually like to use it as it is because I like that neutral color, and I'm just going to tuck some of the leaves behind my flower composition. I'm going to cut this branch so that I can use it in more areas than just one, and I'm going to stick everything down with glue. And I absolutely love creating just one card for one video. I like the one kit 10 cards videos as well, but this one gives me the opportunity to play with so many techniques in just one project, and it really makes me happy to see the finished result. One more detail, and I promise this is the last step. I'm using my gold contour liner and I'm going to add some dots at the center of the flowers. They always give that whimsical look. And I'm going to call this card done. I'm absolutely happy with the outcome. I think it is a gorgeous card. You can find the list of the supplies down below in the description. I hope that you had fun today, that you got inspired. And if you did, don't forget to leave me a comment and like the video. Thank you all for watching.